quickly since I'm sharing the video with y'all to watch later. Before beginning this or any movement program, please seek approval from your physician. By joining this class, you are voluntarily participating in this practice, understand potential dangers, and assume and accept all risks. Wandering Lotus Yoga and its employees are not liable for any injury sustained during this practice. So as usual, remember to listen to your body first and my voice second. Let your body be your guide today and trust yourself that you know your body better than anyone else. Our theme today is transformation. So we're going to be focusing on the yoga principle of tapas. And tapas is sometimes translated as self-discipline, fire, and kind of coming out of inertia to create transformation. We're going to be focusing on the part of the body that's associated with fire in yoga, and that is the solar plexus. So we're going to be heating up the solar plexus and the belly a bit today. We're also going to be bringing in the goddess, the Hindu goddess Kali, who is the goddess of death and destruction, which creates opportunities for transformation and change. So that's our focus today. You're going to need a block, so you may grab one of those and have that handy. We're going to start in hero's pose. So a couple of options here. If you want to use the block for hero's pose, you can place it on the medium setting just underneath the sit bones here. And then the feet are tucked towards the hips. If you don't need the block and it's okay on your knees, you can go ahead and bring the seat all the way to the mat if that's comfortable for you. I'm going to use a block today because my knees don't really like to sit directly on the floor. So let's begin to arrive on our mat by closing the eyes or gently softening the gaze. And begin to notice what you may be holding in your body. Just noticing any tension from your day. Maybe letting some of that go. Noticing how the body feels physically. Checking in with the mind. And just beginning to notice the breath without changing anything. Noticing the inhale and the exhale, and how the body transforms the oxygen that you inhale. Begin to consider what it is that you would like to transform. Perhaps it's something to do with your body. Perhaps you want to get stronger or more flexible. Maybe it's something to do with the mind or spirit. Maybe you want to get more flexible in the mind. Lots of possibilities. It's up to you to decide what your intention is for transformation today. Just let the fire that we're heating up today burn away all that is not serving you and meeting your goals and transforming. When you're ready, open the eyes. We're going to start with some Bhastrika Pranayama or bellows breathing. So bellows are those things, that you use to stoke a fire, and bellows breathing can be really helpful when we're feeling low energy. It helps to build fire in the body. So I'm going to walk us through it first, and then we'll do several rounds together. So we're going to start with our hands in fists at the shoulder height, and the mouth will be sealed. And we'll inhale through the nose, raising the hands and opening up the fists. And then we'll exhale through the nose, lowering the hands and closing the fists again. And it'll look kind of like this. And we'll do 10 open and close, and then we'll pause for a full round of breath. We'll do a total of 3 times. So I'll try to count us a little bit through that and also breathe at the same time. So on an inhale. And 10, we can pause at the bottom for a full round of breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And again. Pausing at the bottom for a full round of breath. Letting all that go. And one more time. And release the hands down into the lap. You can remove the block. Set it out of the way. We won't need it right away for anything. And we'll come into a tabletop position. And we'll start with some cat-cows. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Raising the tail, raising the gaze. Exhaling to round the spine. Tucking the tail, tucking the chin. Inhaling back into cow. And exhaling back into cat. Continue at your own pace, letting your breath be your guide. Following the inhale to drop the belly. And the exhale to round the spine. And when you're ready, go ahead and take some organic movement, maybe shifting the hips side to side, maybe rolling some figure eights, maybe barrel rolls, just kind of opening up the spine, opening up the body, maybe rock back and forth. And then find stillness in tabletop, tuck the toes and lift the knees to hover, engaging the core, engaging the quads for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and set the knees back down. Take a round of breath here. And inhale to hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 to lower. And one more time, inhaling up to hover the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. And on an inhale, extend the left leg behind you, flexing the foot. Right arm comes alongside the right ear in a bird dog pose here. Take an inhale here. And on an exhale, draw the knee to the elbow, rounding the spine. Inhale to extend and get long. Exhale to bring knee to elbow. Inhale to get long. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more time, inhaling to get long. And exhaling, knee to elbow. Returning to tabletop pose. And extending the right leg behind you. Foot is flexed. Left arm comes alongside the ear. Take an inhale here. And exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to get long. And exhale, draw the knee to the elbow, engaging the belly. Inhale to get long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to get long. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more, inhaling to get long and exhaling, knee to elbow. Return to tabletop. Extend the right leg behind you. The toes are planted on the mat. And we're gonna pivot the left toes about 45 degrees off to the left side. And on an inhale, sweep the right arm up, coming in to a supported plank, side plank. Take a round of breath here. And if it's comfortable for you, bring up your right leg, right foot into a half moon pose. You can stay right here in half moon, or you can bend the right knee, bringing the right toes towards the glutes, and reach around with the right hand to grasp the toes, gazing over the right shoulder for sugar cane. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And then gently release the leg, coming back into your half moon pose. Lower the foot to the ground, coming back into your side plank. And then we'll return to tabletop. We'll do that on the other side, extending the left leg behind you, planting the toes on the mat, pivoting the right shin over to the right at a 45-degree angle, and then inhaling, sweeping the left arm up, planting the left foot on the mat, supported side plank pose. Take a round of breath here. And then lift the left leg, flexing the toes, coming into a supported half moon. Take 1 round of breath here. You can stay in half moon, or you can bend the left knee, bringing the toes towards the glutes, reach around with the left hand, grasping the ankle, and gazing over the left shoulder for sugar cane. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And then release the toes, coming back into your half moon pose, lowering the left foot, returning to tabletop. Press back into child's pose. You can take a wide knee child's pose here if you'd like, spreading the knees open wide, big toes can come to touch. Take a round of breath here. And you can come back to child's pose at any time during our practice. If your breath is starting to get jagged or you're having trouble feeling like you want to keep up or do certain poses, this is always a great place to rest. Back into our tabletop pose. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and send the hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. You can walk your dog, pedaling out the right and then the left foot, opening up the backs of the calves, opening up the hamstrings, maybe shake the head no. Make sure fingers are spread wide. Head is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. And on an inhale, bend the knees, look at the hands, and exhale to step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale for half lift, exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to come into Kali Mudra here, so also kind of called Charlie's Angels Mudra. So you're going to interlace the fingers and you're going to keep the thumb and the forefinger out. And then you're going to bring the right thumb on top of the left thumb here. This is Kali Mudra. On an inhale, raise the hands up overhead for volcano. Thinking about the connection between volcanoes and heat and transformation. Inhaling to get long, exhaling over to the right for side bend. Inhaling, coming back to center, exhaling over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. And release the hands, coming back to Tadasana. Take a round of centering breath here. And then on the next inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale to swan dive forward. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to pick up the left foot and send it back. Exhale, dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Inhaling, shining the heart forward for a low lunge. We're going to flow between low lunge and half splits. So take an inhale here. And exhale to shift the hips back, straightening the front leg. And then inhaling to come back to your low lunge. Exhaling back into half splits. Inhaling into low lunge. And exhaling into half splits. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. If you can keep your legs straight, that's great. If you need to have a bend, that's fine too. Draw the nose towards the knee. And then our next inhale will come back into our low lunge, shine the heart forward, and you can exhale to sink the hips a little bit deeper. And you can stay right here in a low lunge, or you can take the option to do bound tiger. So pick up the left toes, bring them towards the left back of the thigh, and reaching around with the right hand, grasp the left toes, gazes over the right shoulder. 2 rounds of breath here. And then gently release the foot if you took the bind. Plant the hands. And inhale to step back into plank position. Get really strong in plank. Engage the core. Fire up the quads. Take a round of breath here. And then we'll do some taps. So inhale here and exhale the right foot out to the right side. Inhale to come back to center and exhale the left foot out to the left side. Inhale back to center. And then at your own pace, right and left, tapping just to the outside edge of your mat. One more time each side. And when you feel even, go ahead and drop the knees, untuck the toes, and slowly lower the belly down to the mat, setting up for cobra. Fingertips are underneath the shoulders. Toes are pointed, zip up the legs, knees lift up off the mat. Take an inhale here and peel the chest up off the mat, drawing the shoulder blades together. These can be just about 6 inches in front of your mat, and exhale to lower. And again, inhaling up. And exhale to lower. And one more time, inhaling up. Feel the core engaged. And exhale to lower. Shift back into tabletop. And press back into downward facing dog. Inhale and pick up the right foot.
Exhale and bring the right knee to the outside of the right elbow for tiger curl. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bring the knee to the left elbow. Inhale, straighten the right leg and lower it to the mat. Inhale, raise the left leg for three-legged dog. And exhale, bring the left knee to the outside of the left elbow, tiger curl. Inhale to send it back. Exhale, left knee to nose or thereabouts. Inhale to straighten back into three-legged dog. Exhale, the left knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale to straighten into three-legged dog. And bring the left foot between the hands. Take your time, no rush, no place to be. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, coming into our low lunge. Inhale to send the heart forward. And exhale to shift the hips back into half splits. Inhale to come forward. And exhale to shift the hips back. Inhale forward. And exhale into half splits, holding here for 3 breaths. See if you can level up the hips. Keep a soft bend in the knee if that feels good. Maybe bring the nose towards the knee a little bit. And then inhaling to come back into our low lunge. Exhaling to sink a little bit deeper. You can stay right here, or you can pick up the right toes and start to bring them towards the glutes, bending the right knee, reaching around with the left hand, grasping the toes, and gazing over the left shoulder for bound tiger. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And then if you took the bind, go ahead and release the toes gently. Plant the hands on the either side of the left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and step to the top of your mat. Inhale for a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle sweep the arms. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to revisit Kali Mudra, another volcano. This time, bring the left thumb on top of the right thumb, interlacing the fingers, keeping the 4 fingers, the index fingers straight. Looks like you're shooting a gun like Charlie's Angels. And inhale, hands overhead to volcano pose. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, come to center, release the grip. Coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a round of breath here and let all of that go. On an inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back into chair pose. Option to bring the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart. Option to bring the hands in front of you, parallel to the earth. Option to bring both arms alongside the ears. I'm going to keep mine parallel to the earth, depends on how your shoulders are feeling today. In chair pose, we're gonna start to feel the burn in our thighs pretty quickly. We wanna check out and make sure that the weight of our body is really in our heels and not in the front part of our feet. So see if you can lift all 10 toes up off of the mat. And then on an inhale, we're gonna lift the heels and come onto our toes. Holding here, and then exhaling to lower. Inhaling, coming onto our toes. Exhaling to lower. You might start to feel some shaking. That's what we call transformation. Inhaling, picking up the heels. Exhaling to lower. And one more time, inhaling, raising the heels, coming up onto the toes. Exhale to lower. Dive forward, let that go. Inhale for half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back to your plank pose. Rolling forward, shifting the weight towards the top of your mat. And then slowly lowering into Chaturanga Dandasana, half push-up position. You can drop your knees if you need to at any time. Untuck the toes. Inhale, coming into upward facing dog. Tops of the thighs may be on the mat or not. Roll over the toes, coming into our downward facing dog. Inhale, pick up the right foot. Exhale, send it between the hands. Plant the back foot at a 45-degree angle, setting up for warrior one. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to sink a little bit deeper. Check out your feet. Weight should be pushing into the knife edge of your left foot, the big toe of your right foot. Maybe pushing your knee, your right knee out to the side a little bit, towards the side. Scissoring the inner thighs together. Take a round of breath here. And then drop the hands, interlace them behind you. Inhale to press the knuckles towards the mat. And exhale to hinge forward, stopping about halfway with a flat back. You can stay right here or come into humble warrior, bringing the right shoulder into the inside of the right knee, gazing towards the left foot. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale to come up from humble warrior. Exhale to plant the hands, framing the right foot. Inhale to step back into your plank pose. And you can either meet in downward facing dog or you can take the vinyasa. So exhaling to lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale to pick up the left foot. Exhale to send it between the hands. Plant the back foot, the right foot at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, coming up into warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale to sit a little bit deeper, squaring the hips towards the top of your mat, scissoring the inner thighs, pressing the pinky toe edge of the right foot into the mat, and the big toe and the left foot into the mat. Bring the hands behind you, interlace the hands, interlace the fingers. Inhale to press the knuckles towards the mat. And exhale to fold forward halfway. Stay here or come down into humble warrior, bringing the left shoulder into the left, inside of the left knee. Gazes towards the right toes. Take 2 rounds of breath here. A lot of fire in the left quad right now. Inhale to come up. Exhale to plant the hands. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale to lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take a round of breath here in downward facing dog. And on an inhale, bend the knees, look at the hands. And exhale to step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Listen carefully. Inhale to sink the hips. Coming into chair pose, bending the knees. Again, hands can be in Anjali Mudra. They can be extended in front of you, parallel with the earth, or they can be raised overhead, biceps alongside the ears. And on an inhale, we'll lift up the heels and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift them up. Exhale to lower. One more time, inhaling to lift the heels. Exhale to lower. And inhale to rise, hands at our sides, Tadasana. Taking a round of breath here. Feeling all four corners of the feet connected to the earth. Letting go all that work that we've just done. Place your hands on your hips for a little bit of stability. Inhale and step the left foot back into high lunge. Peel the left heel up away from your mat. Extend the arms out in front of you into fists of fire. And we'll take an inhale here. And then we'll exhale to dip the left knee back and bring the fists towards the chest. Inhale to come up. And exhale to lower. Maybe the knee comes to the mat, maybe it doesn't. Inhale to come up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to come back up. One more time. Exhale to lower. And inhale to come up. Bring the hands back to the hips, shorten the stance. You might want to have your block handy. We're heading towards Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So we'll get the right leg really strong and solid and begin to shift the weight forward and lift the back leg. Back toes can be pointed or flexed, your call, yogi's choice. If you're having trouble with your balance, you can use the block, maybe in the right hand. Try to square the hips towards the mat. Hands can be at heart center, or they can be in front of you. Taking a round of breath here in Warrior 3. And then we're slowly moving into standing splits. So start to shift the weight forward, plant the hands on the mat, bringing the left leg out behind you. Trying to keep the hips square. And then drop the back leg. Cartwheel the arms, opening up into Warrior 2. I'm going to face this way so you guys can still see me a little bit better. And then inhale to straighten the left leg. Exhale, shifting the hips back and coming into triangle pose. Bring the left arm alongside the left ear in triangle pose. Engage the core and bring the right arm out alongside the right ear. Kind of like you're holding a ball in space. Really feel the core working here. Take a round of breath. Promise we're coming up soon. And then we'll inhale to come back up, cartwheel the arms, pivot the right toes so that they're parallel with the left, hands to hips. Exhale to fold forward halfway. And then place the hands underneath you. And take whatever movements in intense side leg stretch that you like to take, intense leg stretch. Maybe you like to shift your weight to right. You like to lower the head towards the mat. And take a shoulder rinse here, lots of options. Whatever your body's asking for. And then we'll inhale for a half lift. And exhale to bend the right knee, coming into Skandasana or a side lunge. You can keep the left toes planted, or that will help with your balance, or you can flex the left toes. Might be nice to have a block here. You can keep the hands on the mat for stability, or you can bring the hands to heart center for Anjali Mudra. Or you can go for archer, like you're shooting a bow and arrow with the left arm extending over the left leg. And a round of breath here. And then wherever you're at, planting the hands back on the mat. Shifting back into our forward fold stretch here. Hands to hips for balance and inhaling to come back up and stepping to the top of our mat. And we'll do that on the other side. Inhale, pick up the right foot, send it behind you to high lunge, peeling the right heel up away from your mat. Sinking deeper in the left leg. Arms extended out in front of you, fists of fire. And inhale to drop. Exhale to come back up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come back up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. One more time, inhaling to lower and exhaling to come back up. Hands to hips, setting up for Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So you might want to shorten your stance, have your block handy. And notice maybe on this side, your balance might be a lot different on this side. It is going to be for me than it was on the other side, and that's totally normal. So start to shift your weight forward in the left leg. Left leg is strong. And lifting the right leg up behind you. Toes can be pointed or flexed. You can have your block for support if you need it. Or you can bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at heart center. Or extend the arms long in front of you. Keeping the hips square, take a round of breath here. There might be some shaking. Shaking is good. And then bringing the hands back to the hips, stepping back to Warrior 2, planting that back foot, bending the front knee, cartwheeling the arms out. Take a round of breath here in Warrior 2. And then straightening the front leg, shifting the hips back, the right hips back, and exhaling into triangle pose. Bring the right arm alongside the right ear. You might keep a micro bend in the left knee here if that feels good for your knee. And then bring the left arm out along the left ear, like you're holding a ball in space. Take a round of breath here. And then we'll inhale to come back up. Arms are parallel with the earth. Pivot the left toes to face the right, to be parallel with the right. Hands to hips. And exhale to forward fold. Let the hands come down to support you. Take whatever movement feels good here, maybe grasping both ankles for a deeper leg stretch. Maybe interlacing the fingers, that shoulder rinse. And then bringing the hands underneath the face and start to bend the left knee, coming into Skandasana or side lunge. Again, toes can be planted for a little bit more stability, or you can flex the right foot. Again, you might notice a little bit of a difference on this side compared to the other side in terms of balance. So you can keep your hands on the mat for balance and support. You can bring your hands to heart center, or you can come into archer, shooting that bow and arrow. The sign of Sagittarius, a fire sign. When you're ready, bring your hands back down to the mat. Press back into straight legs, forward fold. Hands to hips. Inhale to come back up. And exhale to step to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale for half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back to plank. And exhale, slowly lower yourself down on the mat, bringing the knees and then the belly, setting up for locust pose. So toes are pointed behind us. Legs can be together or apart, it's up to you. And extending both arms in front of you. Inhale to pick up the right arm, left leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to pick up the left arm, right leg. Exhale to lower. One more time on each side. Inhaling the right arm, left leg up. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling the left arm, right leg up. Exhale to lower. Fold up across the arms and place the head to rest on top of the arms, crocodile. And take 2 breaths here. Extend the right arm in front of you. Bend the left knee and reach around with the left hand, grasping the left knee, setting up for half bow pose here. On an inhale, kick the left toes into the left hand, raise the chest, peel the heart up off the mat, and exhale to lower. One more time, inhaling, kicking the left toes into the left hand, peeling the chest up off the mat. Maybe the thighs come up off the mat. Exhaling to lower. Or the left side. Extend the left arm straight in front of you. Right arm can be bent towards the top of your mat. Bend the right knee. Grasp the right toes with the right hand. And inhale to kick the right toes into the right hand, peeling the chest up off the mat. And exhale to lower. One more time, inhaling, kicking the toes into the hand, peeling the heart off the mat. Right thigh may come up off the mat. Breathe here. And exhale to lower. Press back into child's pose. Take a round of breath here. And we'll come to a seated position with knees bent in front of us, arms extended out in front of us, parallel to the mat. And slowly start to shift back onto your sacrum, bringing your feet up off the floor. Knees can be at a 90-degree angle here. You can stay here in Navasana, boat pose, or if it's something your body thinks it can do today, you can straighten both legs. Coming into Navasana. I'm probably going to keep my knees bent. And then we'll flow between half boat and boat pose. So inhale to lower. Exhale to raise. Inhale to lower the head and the torso towards the mat. Exhale to raise it back up. One more time, inhaling to lower. Exhale to raise it back up. Release the feet. Extend the hands in front of you. Engage the core. And slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. So your back is on the mat. Setting up for bridge pose. So draw the heels a little bit closer towards the glutes. Maybe the fingertips graze the back of the heels here. Palms are facing down on your mat. And on an inhale, press into the hands and feet, lifting the hips towards the ceiling, engaging the glutes, engaging the quads. You can stay here in bridge pose. One option might be to place a block underneath the sacrum for some more restorative version of bridge, or you can interlace the fingers for shoulder rinse, shimmying the shoulders together. Take a round of breath here. And then if you have a bind, go ahead and release it and slowly lower the sacrum to the mat. Press the right ankle over the left knee. And inhale to draw the left knee towards the chest, grasping either the left shin or maybe around the back of the left leg. Pressing the right knee away from the face. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And then release the left foot back to the mat. Extend the arms wide in a T shape. And on an exhale, let the right foot and the left knee drop over to the left. For a gentle twist. Our legs are still in a figure 4 shape. Gaze can be straight up or over to the right, depending on how your neck feels today. Inhale to come back to center. Uncross the legs. Maybe windshield wiper the knees a couple times, left and right. And then find stillness, crossing the left ankle over the right knee. And drawing the right knee in towards the chest. Gently hugging the right shin or the back of the right leg to draw the leg closer to you, pressing the knee, the left knee away from the face. Taking a rounded breath here. And then releasing the right knee, bringing the arms to a T shape. And letting the left foot and the right knee drop over to the right. Gaze can be straight up or over to the left. Taking a rounded breath here. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross the legs. Extend the legs long and bring the arms up overhead. We're going to send both legs, both feet to the left corner of your mat, the bottom left corner of your mat, crossing the right ankle over the left ankle, shifting the hips, the right hips to the right just a little bit, and then bringing both arms towards the upper left corner of the mat and clasping the left hand around the right hip wrist. So this is Bananasana. So you're in a bit of a banana shape here with a curve on the left side of your body and the right side with a long stretch all along the side body, the IT band. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Release the grip on the right wrist. Uncross the legs. Come back to center. Shift the left hips over towards the left edge of your mat. Send both feet towards the right corner of the mat. Crossing the left ankle over the right. Send both arms up towards the right corner of the top right corner of the mat. Grasping the left wrist with the right hand. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Release the grip on the arms, uncross the legs, come back to center. We'll take legs up the wall pose. So bringing the heels, shining the heels towards the sky. If it feels comfortable for you to place a block underneath the sacrum, that's a nice option. Maybe you want to give the sacrum a little bit of a massage. Maybe roll the ankles one way and then the other. Taking any movements your body's asking for. Giving the heart a break. And then lower the feet. Remove the block if you have it. And take happy baby or any other pose that your body is calling for right now. Happy baby, you can grasp the outer edges of the feet or the inner edges of the feet. Knees are bent towards the armpits. Elbows are pressing against the knees, opening up the groin a little bit. You can rock side to side and straighten one leg. Straighten the other leg. Maybe straighten both legs. And when you're feeling that your practice is complete, Begin to make your way to your final resting pose, Shavasana, an opportunity for rebirth and transformation. Extend both legs towards either corner of the mat. Relax the shoulders. Palms can face up or down if you prefer. Check out all of the work you've just done during the last hour. Notice how your muscles feel. How do your quads feel? How do your abs feel? What did the fire that you brought to your practice do to your mind and body? Reconnect with your intention if you set one. And take a moment to just be. When you're ready to come back to the body, start to wiggle, bringing life to fingers and toes. Raising your arms overhead, taking that good morning stretch. Full body stretch. And then rolling to the side of your choice, making a pillow with your hands. Take a round of breath in side resting pose. And then pressing up to Sukhasana, easy seated pose or half lotus, your choice. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Gently bow the head, an offering. Thank yourself for taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. I thank each of you for joining me in this practice today. May our practice benefit all beings. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
Lindsay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.